Evening guys, welcome to my latest hobby vlog. I haven't done one of these for quite a few months, and I thought it was about time considering everything that's gone on with SBG over the last few months and things. I thought it was probably about time that I caught up and got a quick video out this evening. I am going to be working on just touching up some Warriors of Minas Tirith. With the new rules, the spearmen have become quite good, which I'll discuss in a bit more detail in a bit. So I am painting up a couple of warbands worth just to fill out my Minas Tirith ranks. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on. So yeah, I've not done one of these hobby vlogs for quite a long time. There's been a few reasons for it. Obviously it's been over the summer, so we've had lovely weather in the UK, which has been great. So it meant that actually in evenings and stuff I wasn't spending a lot of time indoors doing kind of hobby style stuff. I was spending more time outside and things. So a nice summer isn't really conducive to hobby time for me anyway. For sure for some people it is. And the other thing as well is over the summer we were preparing for Ardicon, which took a lot of work and effort to prepare for. Yeah, a lot of the time that I probably would have spent hobbying, I sort of spent doing preparation work for Ardicon. Along with James, so there was a lot of painting trees. I'm sure some of you saw some of the photos that we posted on some of the groups and things. I think there was 500 and something Citadel woods in the end, which was quite a lot. There's a lot of spraying and a lot of yeah, basically just getting scenery and stuff ready. We painted up a lot of Asclepius ruins, but it was all very much worth it in the end. I think everybody that I spoke to at Ardicon had a great time. And we're looking forward to doing it all again next year. So I think the date has been set, so it's 16th, 17th and 18th of August 2019, and it's going to be in the Mercure Hotel in Manchester again, so that's really cool. So we've got a little bit of work to do ahead of that for next year, but hopefully if it goes as #smooth as it did this year, it will be a walk in the park. So yeah, really looking forward to getting cracking on that. What else has been going on from a hobby point of view? So yeah, I've been sort of doing the odd little bit of painting here and there when I've had a chance to. So a couple of bits that I painted up over the last few months. I painted up Beorn. I don't know if you can see him particularly clearly there. I don't know if the camera will show him. Oh, it's a bit dark. So painted Beorn and man version of him. I was quite pleased with these. I spent quite a bit of time working on them, just because I love the model, I love the sculpt. It's a big sculpt. It's something that's quite sort of dominant on the tabletop. So I wanted something that looked quite good really. So yeah, I put a little bit more time and effort into him than I probably would on other models. I've also been just sort of trying to fill in some of the gaps on my Minas Tirith army. So I had a pretty much complete Minas Tirith army, but I've just been collecting the odd extra piece here and there to just basically bulk it out. So I wanted a full warband of Citadel Guard, bows and spears. I wanted a full warband of Fountain Court Guard. So I've been picking up just the odd bit here and there just to bulk out that army a little bit. And I've also just been sort of finishing off some of the bits that I hadn't done previously, just to fill out the army basically. So I've been working on the trebuchet. I'll show you that as well. And so the basket, the launching bit still needs painting, but all the woodwork and the metalwork, then that's a bit better. And I am going to mount it on this generation shift base. I don't know how clear that is, but it looks like the cobblestone courtyard. I think, could be wrong, this one was designed for the chariot, but the trebuchet fits perfectly on it, and so do all the the crew members. So that's what I've used it for basically. I think it looks pretty cool. What else have I been painting up for it? I'm in the process of, I've just undercoated Boromir, both foot and mounted. I've got the one with the banner and one without banner that I'm painting up, so I'm going to do them as a bit of a batch paint, because for whatever reason I didn't have a mounted painted Boromir. I had a foot version, but it was pretty poorly painted. I painted it when I kind of got back into the hobby and I wasn't particularly good at painting, so I just wanted a version that was better painted basically. So I've been working on, so I've undercoated him, he's on the table ready to go. All these guys are going to be the guys that I'm just painting up now. They are going to be mounted on, again, more generation shift bases, so they tie in with the rest of my army. So I've got a big pile of them there, and I've got a few Knights of Minas Tirith as well, which I'm going to just add to the collection. And then once that's done, I'm pretty much calling Minas Tirith done. I'll have a full army. I'll basically be able to just have whatever I really kind of want to use available to me out of that army list. So that's quite cool. And then next I just want to do the same with my Isengard army. So I've got a few little bits and pieces that I haven't got painted up. So I've got a warband of scouts painted, but I picked up a load of the metal ones of Ardcon from Damien O'Byrne, so I want to get them painted up as well, again just to sort of finish up that army. And the other thing I've got is I've got a couple of different versions of Lurtz and Kev Lawrence, or Kev Spectres. Some of you probably know him. He started up a Patreon with painting guides on it, and the second one I think was Lurtz. So I'm going to be using that painting guide as a guide when I'm painting my model of Lurtz. So yeah, I haven't quite got round to that yet. I started painting him, but I haven't had a chance to finish him yet. But yeah, looking forward to getting all of that done. Oh, the other thing that I have got from Minas Tirith is I've got a bunch of the metal Faramir's Rangers that came out as part of the Two Towers film. So I think I've got 7 of them. Somehow I've got 7 rather than 2 packs worth. And I've got the unarmoured Faramir as well, so I'm going to paint them up. I was going to try and do a Armies on Parade board, and I started building the board, but then life just kind of got in the way. So that's a sort of semi-finished-ish project. It would still probably need quite a bit of work on it, to get it to anywhere near a sort of Armies on Parade finished standard. But maybe next year I might try and get that finished for next year and use that. I've also been working on quite a lot of terrain actually. I play with one of my friends from home quite a lot, who isn't sort of really a member of the community. He's almost a little bit afraid of joining in and embracing the nerdiness. So yeah, we sort of play at home quite a lot with I play quite a lot with him. So we just wanted we play Battle Companies quite a lot. We play sort of 500 to 800 points matches. So I just wanted a couple of different tables worth of scenery. We were playing with a few of the old style ruins that I've just got lying around. We were playing with those for every time we played. So we just wanted a few different bits and pieces. So I've made a few hills. I've made what else have I made? Yeah, just some like ruins, some rocky outcrops, and I'm currently working on like a Rohan fort. I'm not likely to use the Rohan fort for gaming. Sieges don't really appeal to me. I remember playing one years and years ago, and I just felt like it was a bit of a slow burner. There was too many sort of finicky little rules. I don't know if anybody who plays Sieges these days, if it's got any better with the new rules. I haven't really looked at the Siege rules because it's just something that I tend not to look at. But I always found it just a bit draining to play. But I think it looks like quite a cool sort of backdrop for a battle. So yeah, might end up using it, or you just use like ruin section, so it's very easy for them to almost fighting around it rather than it just being an actual fort. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have been up to lately. So obviously exciting stuff that's gone on in SBG over the last few months is the launch of the new rules. I think there's a lot of people out there that have covered the rule changes, and they've probably covered them off better than I ever could. So I'm not going to sort of go into any depth or detail about the changes. I've had a few games. I've had maybe 4 or 5 games with the new rules, and it feels a lot more balanced to me. And I think everything has its place. So some armies have taken a bit of a buff, some armies have kind of been nerfed to some extent, and I think before it was very easy to optimize the list, whereas now you're looking at every unit and you think, oh my god, I could do that with that, and I could do that with that, and you're almost sort of fighting with yourself about what you're going to put into your lists. It just feels now that there isn't an optimized build as such for a lot of armies. So yeah, I'm really sort of excited about the new set of rules, and I'm actually entering my first tournament with the new rules this weekend. It's the Stockport in Flames tournament, and me and Steve Crow are going to be fighting it out. I don't know what we're taking yet. We've only kind of just decided today that we're going to definitely be going. But yeah, so I think we need to have a think about what we're going to be taking. I think it'll be something good, because obviously we're both inherently good, and I like good armies, so I think that we will probably end up taking that. And yeah, I don't know if any of you sort of caught it, or if you follow Top Table Wargaming on Facebook or on YouTube or anything like that. But that's Steve and Jay Finnegan's YouTube channel. And last night we filmed. What did we film? Like a faction review for the Dead of Dunharrow, and for Minas Tirith. Minas Tirith obviously is one of my kind of favourite armies. As I said earlier, I was sort of just going to cover off why I'm painting up a load more, whereas Minas Tirith. Now that I've got a shield wall special rule, it makes it almost more tempting to take them in kind of 2 ranks, whereas previously I would have only ever taken sword and shield dudes to be sort of your tough front line, and then either had Citadel Guards or Rangers or Guards of the Fountain Court kind of as my back line, if that makes sense, just to sort of bulk out the army a little bit. You almost sort of flood it with cheap chaff. But now, because they've got the shield wall special rule, it makes it far more tempting to take a bunch of them, to kind of spam out and make the most of that shield wall rules, and taking them up to defense 7. But yeah, we did the faction review, did like a bit of a chat online, and that's kind of really, again, reinvigorated me for doing my own hobby vlogs and things. So I'm going to try and make them more consistent. I'm sure I say that in every video, but I am going to try and make them more consistent, because I quite enjoy doing them. It's just finding time to do them when you've got other stuff going on in real life. With my job, I do quite a lot of travelling, sort of over to Ireland. For a while I was going down to South Wales quite a lot, and I was just getting absolutely exhausted from it. And when I was getting home, then the last thing I wanted to do was spend a lot of time talking to my tablet, basically, or doing any sort of painting or anything like that. The other thing that spurred me on to do this as well is every now and then I just gather a new subscriber, and I get like an email message saying that I've got a new subscriber, which is great. So if you are watching this, hi, thank you for subscribing. I don't really know what a value I add. I'm guessing people just like hearing me talk rubbish about what I'm painting and what I have painted and things like that. Some of the more popular videos, I say popular, they've had like a couple hundred views or 100 so views. I like my little army showcases where I put all my models just on the table. Because I'm working on like a couple of like diorama boards sort of things. What I'm planning to do is once I've got those finished, I'll put my armies out completely on there in their entirety now, and especially like my Minas Tirith army, I think it'll look quite cool when everything's just all together. So I will sort of be showing that off hopefully before Christmas. That's my aim anyway. I'm sort of being quite careful about how I'm sort of not going to force myself to paint, because I think it's very easy to get hobby fatigue, especially if you're painting a lot of rank and file like I'm doing at the moment. I find it really dull. I don't know if anybody else does. So actually doing like a hobby vlog like this, it keeps me kind of focused on no, hi Puss. Keeps me quite focused on getting this sort of stuff done, because obviously if I promise it to people who are watching, it makes me more inclined to try and finish it off. So yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to do a bit of a product review as my next video, and hopefully I might try and film that tonight actually. I picked up the Artis Opus brushes from Kickstarter. So they look absolutely stunning, so I'm probably going to just do a quick review of them. They look awesome. So yeah, tune into that video if you fancy hearing about the Artis Opus brushes. See you later guys.